Hello folks, welcome back to Saddle Up Shooting. I'm Dave Strohmeyer, your host. The good Lord knows that I love new technology, new bullet construction, the barrel's faster twist. It just seems like we're in an era of new development. But what happens when we don't need new development? Well, that's what I'm here today to compare, because I'm going to compare for varmint hunting the 22-250 and the 243 Winchester. 22-250 developed somewhere in the 20s or 30s and finally standardized in the 1960s, and the 243 1955 off of a 308 case, neck down to 243, and shoots wonderfully. Alright, so we're going to get on the target out there at 100 yards. Let's get to shooting and comparing. Okay, up first is my 22-250. Now, it is absolutely my absolute favorite long-range varmint cartridge. It shoots a 55 grain, 50, 55, and 60 grain bullet, well over 3,500 feet per second, up to 3,800 feet, depending on your load data. There's just one drawback, only one, to the 22-250, and that is its component cost for shooting. So if you're out on a prairie dog hill where you might be shooting all day, you know, 100 rounds can get kind of spendy. Even if you hand load, because of the cost of primers is almost the most expensive part of the whole configuration these days. And the availability, because it does use a large rifle primer for the case. The other slight drawback is rapid or extended shooting. In my particular case, this is a Remington 700 BDL, but it has a pencil barrel or sporter weight barrel. So it heats up rather fast because of the amount of powder that this case holds and the speed that it's going down the barrel. So my experience is after the barrel heats up quite a bit, your shots do walk, and therefore there goes your accuracy. But if you're judicious about it, you know, only take one shot maybe every 3 to 5 minutes or something like that, you'll be fine, depending on how hot it is. Okay, weather conditions today, it is about 64 degrees. There is absolutely no wind. The sun is out. Let's go ahead and turn on the target camera down there, and let's see what this baby can do at 100 yards with a 55 grain Hornady VMAX. Okay, the last cartridge that I shot and bullet weight projectile was a 50 grain VMAX going at 3,800 feet per second. So these 55 grains are going to be somewhere shy of that, probably 3650, somewhere around there. I don't have, well, maybe I do have it on the box. Yep, 3650. Okay, I don't know where it's going to hit, so I'm getting ready for hot and heavy varmint season. So I'm going to shoot the lower target on the left, make an adjustment, shoot 3 more shots to the right, and see if I have it on. My goal is to be 1 inch high at 100 yards. Okay, let's go. All right. Get everything set correctly. Parallax. Parallax is ultra important at distance. All right. Looks good. Here we go. Yeah, I'm a ½ inch high. Dead on. How's that? Hey, that's a little bit right. Could that have been the shooter? Probably. Okay, recoil on a 22-250. I'd say it's right around 4 pounds, maybe. You know, I don't really know. All right, here we go. Third shot. Okay, that's acceptable accuracy. Let's go ahead and shoot 3 more because I'm sure it was cold shooter involved. The 22-250 case is, you know, it still takes a magazine that is an in-betweener. It's kind of a funny in terms of length of the cartridge, so it has to use you know, a short action. All right, here we go. All right, to be the one on the right now. All right, little small group. We'll measure them up at the end so that you get an idea. But there's a 22-250. Again, if you're varmint hunting from 100 out to 400 yards, you're pretty much going to be dead on if your ability allows it. Okay, now let's switch over to what happens if we need to step up a little bit in bullet weight for larger varmints. Be right back. Now, we talked about the newer technology of high BC bullets, longer, leaner, new cartridges, new rifles that came out. Well, these two rifles, the 22-250, has a 1 in 14 twist, so it tops out at about a 60 grain bullet anyway. But, you know, for varmints, who needs more? Well, here is more. This is a 243. Now, I've loaded this up with 80 grain Sierra Blitz bullets traveling right around 3,300 feet per second with an 80 grain bullet. So compare that against a 55 grain 22 caliber bullet. That's quite a bit more horsepower. So would I use this on little bitty ground squirrels? No. But would I use it if I was out specifically for coyotes or pigs or something like that? Yes, even though we don't have any pigs in Idaho, I'm just giving you an example. All right, now again, all I'm doing is sighting in case I do take this out for a little bit extended range distance. Now, 1 inch high at 100 yards should give me a dead on out to about 285 yards. So whatever I'm aiming at, I'm good from 0 to 285 yards. Now, beyond that, of course, I'd have to play a little bit with the reticle or the adjustment knobs, elevation knobs a little bit. But you know what? I don't feel comfortable in taking a shot over 400 yards on a target that's only this big. Sorry. Then scope comes into play. All right, so I'm going to shoot the top 3 here. What happened here? I don't know. That just kind of popped out. Got a real strong follower. Okay. So let's go ahead and be the top left. Again, parallax is essential for smaller targets. So you must get that absolutely correct. All right, parallax looks good. I have a Leopold 3 or 4 by 18 power scope, and I've got it cranked all the way up to 18 power. So I think you saw that shot. Could be a little higher, maybe. But let's go ahead and see. Huh. I really love this rifle. I've got pretty extended playlist on this rifle. If I didn't tell you before, it's a Model 700 BDL that I got from my brother-in-law, and he put this Boyd's thumbhole stock on it. It took a while to get used to that thumbhole stock, but I kind of like it. All right, third shot. Pretty good target. All right, so let's take up the elevation a bit. Let's see. Appears to be an MOA. All right, let's try her right there. All right, target just to the right of that. Okay, that's about 3/4 inch high. Let's follow up with 2 more just to make it even, and because I love shooting, especially this rifle. Well, all right, folks. Now, I talked about the 22-250 and the 243 for extended distance, maybe a little bit larger varmints. But I have to be absolutely truthful for you. If I was to have a choice, it would be my 223 5.56 with a 24-inch barrel with a 50 to 55 grain bullet traveling right around 3,300 feet per second. And the reason for that is simply fast follow-up shots to where I don't have to cycle the action. I can stay down on the scope, not take my face off, and if I happened to miss, that I would have a fast follow-up shot. Or if there's multiple opportunities out there at the same time, I can pull off the one I just shot and fast acquisition and fire at the second shot. But here's my old legacies. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's get back to the barn, go over that target, talk some more. Okay, let's take a look at this target. Down here below is the 22-250 Remington with 55 grain VMAX, H380 powder, traveling right at 3,650 feet per second. Okay, first 3 shots that you saw, .614, then followed it up with just 3 more shots, .286, and I did move the scope just a little bit. Then up on top here, the 243 Winchester 760 powder, 80 grain Sierra Blitz, 3,285 feet per second. You didn't see these shots because the camera kind of gave out, but here's how they shot. .495 on the first three, then adjusted the scope to go up a little bit higher, .393 on the third set of follow-up shots. Well, folks, that'll do it. Tell me which one is your favorite for maybe long-range varmint hunting. But no matter what, give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this. It only takes a second to hit that thumbs up, but please do. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment if you will. But no matter what, God bless y'all. See you again next time. Goodbye.